Ladies and gentlemen, amazing times call for amazing responses. And well, I don't know if me going live is amazing, but I'm doing it. I'm doing it. And I'm doing it well. Because, as I've been mentioning for about 10 months, there might be a day where you wake up and there are 4 hurricanes in the Atlantic. That day is not today, though it looks like that day is close as we are watching 5 bodies in the Atlantic Ocean. We have Helene, which has just rolled off of Africa. Isaac. Florence. And it's like 94L, and then there's like 92 something. And so these are amazing times. And we are checking out the situation because it is a situation. We have flooding going on. What up, Chris? We have flooding going on across multiple states right now. Hello, Crystal D. I was just showing everybody the brand new, fantastic / very dangerous situation we have going on in the United States and in the Atlantic and in the Pacific. Oh, what happened with the last stream is I have problems with hackers often and early. I'm pretty sure it's jealousy, because I'm so awesome and people don't like that sometimes. Or it could be people not wanting me to get the message out, and so my life could be in danger. So, let's hope they don't do it again. We keep our fingers crossed, because we got a lot of stuff going on. What up, Clint? How are you doing, man? You look like that dude from 300. All right. You guys ever heard me talk about this atmospheric river we have here from the Pacific that stretches all the way up? I've been talking about that for a while. And I was like, that looks like it's going to be dangerous. And now I think if you add that atmospheric river on top of a hurricane, it will be dangerous. Hey, what's up, E? How are you guys doing? Is anybody on the coast, or are you just weather weenies? And if you don't like the term weather weenie, then I'll call you something else. Man, it's hard to come up with a name today that you can call people that's not going to offend anybody. Look at that. Look at this atmospheric river I've been talking about for a while. It is expansive, and it is almost fully formed. Yeah, the data is coming in so fast. Tampa. Well, yeah, you guys getting some good rain today? What up, Edward? What up, Mr. Wolfie? So as I was saying, right now it looks like you're out of the clear, although nobody's really out of the clear yet with Florence. You got Isaac and Helene behind them. But this situation is pretty wild. I thought the new cool kids called everybody bruh, like B-R-U-H. This is brought to us by Jesse Farrell, Colin's brother. A tornado has been confirmed near Rockport, Kentucky. Can you believe this is still the remnants of Gordon? Yes, I can. South Florida? All right. Cape Coral? Where's that? Is that in Kansas where Wyatt Earp got shot? Oh, that was the OK Corral. South Carolina? Well, we are on... This is the highest alert it's ever been. Did I point out that there's like 5 things in the Atlantic? And more people are more determined by that Hurricane Florence is probably going to strike the East Coast. Hello, Bryceland. Hello, North Carolinians. So, Jim Tang, WX Man, brings us, here is the reason why the GFS trended north today on Florence. In short, a stronger storm will be steered more to the north. The setup involves the building 500 millibar ridge and the decaying ULL to the west of Florence has remained complicated. Well, the official forecast. If you want to continue to give all your power to the bad guys, Melanie, you go ahead. I have faith in the good guys, and I think we're going to pull it out. How? I don't know, but miracles happen all the time. Official forecast continues to show a period of rapid intensification, now beginning at 12 to 24 hours, with Florence reaching major hurricane intensity between 36 to 48 hours. Hello, Delaware. The only thing, hey, Ron. Hello, Too Much Teenage Turtles 15. All right. I offended Too Much Turtles Teenage. Dang it. Okay, what were we saying? Oh, yeah, the one thing I'm worried about is that somehow the hurricane's going to get a whole lot faster. Oof. So to recap, the 12Z runs is brought to us by Tatsum Aki 416. The GFS halts just off Hatteras, loops offshore, skedaddles, but in a very scary fashion into Category 5. The Euro makes landfall at topsail. Remnants of storm stall over eastern North Carolina for 4 days. And the FV3 GFS1 landfall Wilmington moves offshore, re-intensifies, makes another landfall. So yeah, basically, hey Jessica, hey Lisa, all the models have been pretty crazy, like showing these insane end of the world type situations. I guess I should bring them up, but I want to go down my timeline first because it's very important. And yes, I agree with myself. I am constantly amazing. Though I'm not perfect, I've made mistakes before. Alex Lammers. Numerous reports of widespread flooding from south of St. Louis into southern Illinois. WPC high risk of excessive rainfall continues in Ohio Valley. Technical discussion on the flood threat spreading east into southern Indiana. So yeah, hey Cheryl, third time today. Oh, I'm going to be... You ladies are going to get way too much of me over the next 5 days. That is for sure. Because, like I said, I've never seen a weather situation like this before. And if you're just stepping in, sorry, it's one of the things you got to do on live. You got to refresh everybody. We now have 5 things we're watching in the Atlantic. And 3.5 of them are dangerous. Whoa, Bobs. It's been hard to hear me. Can you hear me, Bob? Hey, Bob. So, yeah. And look, Jazzy, what up? Okay. Can you hear me, Bob? Yeah, the ground is so saturated. The water has nowhere to go except for around and up. And it's not just a Florence situation. We have mega rain everywhere right now. And so the East Coast is going to get pounded. Like this whole area, this storm is going to move. And the East Coast is going to get pounded with a giant storm before the hurricane even hits. Look at that thing. What up, doofus? Man, so this is why, I mean, I try not to use hyperbole unless it is extremely accurate, and this is why I've been labeling this, a very dangerous, the new 18Z's out. It's probably got everybody excited. And I'm not making light of the situation. This is very dangerous. Starting tomorrow, I'm sure we'll be talking more about, hey, thank you for the prayers, doofus. Things are weird. That's why, like, my last stream got knocked off because hackers. They have a weird relationship with me. What up, Orange Julius? Man, I haven't had an Orange Julius in forever. Those were great. But what we're looking at now is the GFS. And are you watching this? I know we covered this in the last one, but just to show people how crazy the models are if they missed it. On this one, the GFS comes to the nose of North Carolina, is a Category 5 hurricane, sits and spins for like 4 days and then leaves. And some of the other models have just shown some really weird... Wait, let me go find you the good one. There's one that got everybody freaking out. And you guys are all adults who can handle stuff, right? Remember, we don't know the track yet. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know the exact situation. But look at that right there. That is crazy. Where was the good ones? Oh, look at this fire in... This is what closed down the I-5 in California. In this story of fire and ice. Okay, and that Texas today got a bunch of flooding. Eric Holhouse talking about 2 to 3 feet of rain on top of storm surge, and then what might be coming this week. Mind-boggling. Here it is. Okay, I forget which one this is, but let's look at this. This is one of the models. It's just doing kind of like a 5-day dance. Hey, Clint, thank you, man. And you were fantastic as well. I'm glad you're with me for a long time. It's kind of cool because I've been through a whole lot of ups and downs through all this. And definitely the like 2014 to 2018 period was not my favorite. But I super appreciate it. You guys are all pretty awesome. I've looked at other people's like comments and stuff, and I think you guys are the best. And I'm not just saying that. I try not to just say stuff. That shit is crappy. Okay, I didn't use the F word, so this is still children's safe. It has been endless weather coverage. Even the king of weather Twitter himself basically says, he's done so many blogs today, it has been endless weather coverage. But yeah, I wanted to show you the other one. Yeah, okay, so this is the FV. Like, this is the situation they were talking about. Whoa. Where did you go? So this is what, and people could say, oh, this is just one of those crazy model runs, but what up, so D-Chop? But remember last year, we got Harvey, which kind of sat over Texas for 4 or 5 days, and now Hurricane Florence is showing the potential to kind of do the same thing over the East Coast. That would be extremely disastrous and one of the worst catastrophes in American history. So that's why I'm saying that stuff. Like, and I've been saying, I think this storm wants to go into this cove. Is there anyone on the East Coast that can tell me the cool name for whatever it is from Virginia up to Boston? Or am I just going to call it a cove, even though it's probably not what it is? So I'm just like, I guess tomorrow, like, we can kind of have, I guess today is like the last day to have fun. This is not my first hurricane season. So we got to get way more serious as it gets closer. But, and tomorrow night, I guess we'll start talking about evacuations. I know that South Carolina has issued some official evacuations and areas. I just skipped that somewhere. I'm telling you, there's so much data coming out so fast right now. There's New Jersey right now. Do they look like they're ready to handle a hurricane? And remember, you got like 3 or 4 after them. This is so wild. I'm glad you guys are here, though. Where am I at? Doot. Hey, what are you wearing? Is that joke going to get me in trouble someday? I just love to make it. Because it goes out to everybody. And yes, Selena Gomez could be the most beautiful woman on the planet. But then all women are beautiful. And beauty's in the eye of the beholder. All right. Don't jump the shark. Hey. What was I looking for? Oh, yeah, so they had put out a South Carolina warning zone. Okay, this is in Spain. I don't know. Yeah, state of emergency declared in South Carolina and North Carolina. I know parts of South Carolina and North Carolina have had already given evacuation zones orders. I'm sorry, state of emergency. No, but there is one part of Carolina, I'm trying to find it, has actually recommended who evacuates and who doesn't. Let's see if I can. But they said that, and look at these pulses. But I still think we're going to get some surprises, that this thing is going to surprise everybody at the last minute. And so it's like, as Cranky and other people have been noting, it's all about this high pressure, and most of the models want it to go north. So some of the models are showing it shoot straight east, but I think it's going to curve up through here. I mean, don't base your evacuation plans on that specifically, but I'm saying, like, I don't know, this whole situation is looking pretty dang bad. And so, like I said, it's a lot. Okay, let's go over to here. Like, look at how many things we're looking at right now. 5 technically, but like, watch. Here's one of my favorites. Whoa. Here's the, what is this? Total precipitable water. Look at them. They keep getting, each one keeps getting bigger and bigger. That is Florence right now. I think that is Isaac and Helene. But look at the size of how big these things are behind them. I mean, that is a lot of moisture. And another thing that is a testament to how wild the weather is, they added this pink color just like a month ago. They didn't used to have pink on there because I've been using this a lot. It used to only go up to like 2.5 inches. And they're like, okay, I guess now that we're getting 50 inches of rain every few months and one day, we should add a new color, don't you think? Hey, Thomas, is this going to hit New Jersey? Well, the thing is, nobody knows exactly where it's going. We are worried because every single model has a bit of a different run, if you will. A lot of us are convinced, even like Bernie Rayno, I think Cranky, I can't speak for him though, we think it is going to drift north. So my guess is it would probably land on maybe North Carolina, and then it's going to curve up the coast and actually cross over Boston as well. That would be my guess. But the model should be able to narrow it down. And if that guess is correct, you know, this is supposed to hit. It looks like on every model I've seen, when it does affect the coast, that it's going to affect the coast for 4 days. That it is going to kind of hang around and not leave in some capacity for 4 days. Let me go to the Euro. Everybody loves the Euro. Where did it go? All right. Bear with me. We are having... Like, here is the... I'm not necessarily... Like, at this point, I don't think we have to worry about quote-unquote mega tsunamis, because... I mean... That's a technical term, because I think we're going to see 2 of the largest hurricane cyclones ever. I think we just have to worry about a lot of them. So yeah, technically we have to worry about mega cyclones. Boom. So that is the latest Euro. And see how it does a weird hitchback? This could be worse than what Sandy did, man. This could be like Hurricane Harvey over the East Coast. And we can go up my Twitter feed. I'm not the only person saying stuff like that. It's very true. Man, let's go to this region. I gotta get better at this stuff. But hey, it's not like my, 4th time? I'm doing okay. Where did my shit go? Dang it, I said the S word twice. Alright, so this is the new, or the latest Euro. As you can see, it's got multiple hurricanes. And here's the situation, I know I've repeated this, but with Florence, that the models are saying that, like, Isaac or Helene is going to cut through the high pressure system and then just go out to sea. That's the exact same thing they told us about Florence. I didn't believe it then, I don't believe it now. So I think we may be dealing with 3 hurricanes. You're waiting for the mainstream media to start caring about this? Well, I don't think it's, I mean, that's okay. If I was going to be mildly conspiracy minded, I would guess that the model, which is coming out right now, will show it either not being that bad, or it'll show it in another location, so people kind of tap out of it for Saturday night, and then the alarm bells won't start to go off until late Sunday night. Though that may not happen. I mean, we've never had a situation like this where we got 5 things in the Atlantic. It is, I mean, this is wild. And everybody everybody on weather Twitter is kind of like, watching them, you know, because they have to be more professional than I do. I'm not a meteorologist. I'm your planetary defense commander. So I don't have to be professional. I just have to be good. And so watching them struggle to communicate this it's kind of cute, because yeah, it's hard. I mean, even me to tell you what to do or what's going on. This is about as unstable as I've ever seen it. And so you could almost even do the watch of like, who all is not around? How many people are in Canada? That's what I want to know. I don't know. I'm under the impression that, like, everybody thinks a part of northwest Canada is going to be totally safe from all the volcanoes and all the supernovas and all the hurricanes. They're like, we've built our rich people island and we will be safe. I'm like, nah, I don't think that's how it's going to go down, bro. Nope. I'm pretty sure you're wrong. We'll see, though. It's like a big bet. Hey, Space Cow. Oh, my God. Chocolate Space Cow milk would be amazing. Okay. So let me keep trying to go down the timeline because there's just so much going on. Like I said, the fires in California right now are really bad. You got flooding going on in Texas. There was bad flooding going on in San Antonio today. I don't know. Let's watch this again. But several models are now showing bad boys, what you gonna do, what you gonna do when they come for you. And what they're talking about is hurricanes. And I want to know how many people here are even thinking about the possibility of evacuating. Is anyone close enough to the coast? Because it's like when Mr. Whole House points out, I mean, that's like 3 feet of rain. And then that is going to be storm surge also. And the models are painting it at like a Cat 3 to Cat 5. So you can get anywhere from 10 to over 20 feet of storm surge. Not even counting the waves. I mean, this situation is... it's incredible. And the scariest thing, although we fear no fear, is that there are a lot more behind them. And this could go on for a couple weeks. This is already New Jersey. And actually, like, let me go to... let's try another one. Let's try the CMC Music Factory. But so now watch as we step through. See this storm right here? All these models are painting it as a major, heavy... and this is before the hurricane comes. So all that area, which is already super floody, is going to get heavy doses of rain, and then it comes in. See, the CMC Music Factory has it kind of hanging out right there. I remember Gordon is now still producing tornadoes up in, was it Kansas or Indiana? I haven't slept in like a day and a half. So if I'm acting weird, that's my excuse. If people are like, are you sure this guy is a planetary defense commander, astronomer, scientist? He sounds like he has sleep deprivation. I just screwed my own joke up. And it probably wouldn't have been that funny. Buzzacino, not everybody can be a leader, but everyone can lead someone by good example. While good examples exist, hope will never die. Hell yeah, I like Buzzacino. He is cool. And that reminds me that if people do decide, hey, David Thrower, yeah, I just started doing live, man. I had to adapt. Like I'm saying, we got to adapt to the changing times, so I'm trying to change with the times. And one of the things I was always scared of, because when I watched people's chat channels, there was just always a bunch of monkey business going on in the chat. And just a bunch of nastiness. So I was always just scared that would happen in my chat, and I didn't want to deal with that and talking to people at the same time. But since I've been doing it, you guys have been pretty amazing. And I appreciate that. Asteroid Fight Club, we ain't normal. We're a little bit above average. Or maybe even above that. All quiet in the United Kingdom. All right, but here is the thing. Let me tell you, I still need to cut together one of the guys from the BBC, and I love the BBC's weather people as well. See, here's that storm that hits before Florence. He keeps saying, well, we have no idea what the weather in the UK is going to be because our weather depends on what happens in the United States with all their hurricanes. And they're talking about all 3 of them being a danger to America in the UK. And so he's like, we don't know what's going to happen to us until they know what's going to happen to them, and they have no idea what's going to happen to them. So UK, some of the map models have been showing some of these bouncing off the USA and then heading straight over to the UK. And, I mean, this is a serious situation. But we're all here taking it seriously. So is anyone in North Carolina thinking about evacuating? Will it hit NYC? Well, at this point, honestly, nobody knows exactly where it's going. But I mean, it's my own personal opinion. And more people are saying that I think it's going to hit here, and then it's going to scrape up the coast and then go out. Some models have been showing it just kind of hovering over the coast for like 4 days, just like Hurricane Harvey. And that would be a complete and utter disaster, just like I've been labeling Wall Street bets on the derivatives. Yeah, but I think the major moves are being made because they captured the currency in 2008. I mean, we literally had to hand them a blank check, and then we had interest rates at 0% for like 8 years. So they already captured our money, so they don't necessarily need to make more money. Their only game has been controlling inflation so far. I mean, if you're really tapped into what's going on. So, whatever power moves are being made, I don't think they're not being made for money. That game's done. They're being made for something else. What it is, I don't know. What about aliens, though? I definitely think aliens are involved. And think about this. I think about this the other day. What if aliens were just here by frequency? So, like, they weren't physically here, but they were sending us their frequencies, their radio frequencies, or whatever frequencies, like. And so that's why humanity has completely turned on itself. Because somehow we let aliens hump our minds. That would be a crappy way to end the movie, wouldn't it? I think aliens are cool, but I think aliens are like humans. Some are really good, some are really bad, and the most of them are probably in between. Watching for 4 pulses from Antarctica prior to landfall. But here's the whole thing to watch. Oh, that reminds me. Then we got Hawaii. Hawaii's under the gun, too. That the last thing that went over Hawaii, it looked like they geoengineered it to save Hawaii, so Hawaii didn't get hit. So, I mean, the whole theory, and it's like the underwear gnomes, where it's like, chemtrail, collect millions, or whatever it is. We're like, I know there are a bunch of steps are missing, man. Like, everything seems really weird, really complicated, and I don't think it's as simple as everybody thinks it is. But if you want YouTube channels who know it all, they're all over YouTube, man. I just try and figure it out, tell some jokes in between. And I'm wondering if they're ever going to kill us all, why can't they let us enjoy the last few weeks of our life? Well, hello there, Super Nat. Hello there, warning signs. Flo is the name of the progressive lady. In your face. Insurance for all the damage. I agree. And they gave her those lips, But like somehow, someone's going to be like, there are some toxic masculine males who look at her lips and think dirty thoughts. I'd be like, well, that's why they put her on the commercial, right? So I wouldn't be thinking about insurance. I would just be, oh, great. See, Flo got me in trouble. 870 millibars was the record. Oh, well then, the one that had been threatening Guam but is now threatening the Philippines would then match the record for all-time lowest pressure in a cyclonic system, whether it be typhoon or hurricane. All I know is that it will definitely not hit as a category 4 or 5. All right, would you like to place a $10 bet at 20 to 1 odds? If you are 100% sure that thing is not going to hit at a category 3, category 4, would you place a bet at 21 odds? Because where is the gold? Oh, it's being 3D printed and dragged in from meteorites into the ocean. So be sure and get it at bargain bottom prices. I don't want to get in too much trouble. That's why live can get me in trouble. Oh, also, if somehow I end up dead, they're like, oh yeah, THORNEWS can't come back to the YouTube because he's dead. Take that as a bad sign, okay? Technically, if any of us, the bigger ones, go, that's a bad sign, man. You ever notice how actually small the truth community is? The people who are really good at focusing on weather, earthquakes, and stuff. It's actually tiny. It's weird. Like when I'm out and I'll run into people that are like, I watch your channel. Like, that's weird. How do so many people I run into watch my channel? I only have 50,000 subscribers. What the hell are you doing, YouTube? Okay. So, but yeah, once again, let's get back to Ed Valet when he said some of the imagery coming from the Euro is wild. So everybody agrees that this is the wildest situation we've had in a long time. Uncertainty remains, but something to consider. Anyone who says they know exactly where Florence will go is being foolish. Anyone downplaying this system is just foolish. And so this is why I've been saying that we are seeing some pretty catastrophic situations unfold on the models. And so if your intuition, if you're like inner the force, and when you talk to God, pray to Jesus, whoever you talk to, like, figure out what you want to do, because South Carolina and North Carolina have already declared a state of emergency. So if you and your kids or your wife or your animals want to go west to a friend's house, a camping ground, and just say, hey, we're not going to risk it, I don't think you're going to get fired. I don't think you're going to get in trouble. And that this thing could be pretty dang bad. So it's a matter of weighing the situation. And as someone who's been poor the majority of my life, the people who get screwed in every giant storm is poor people. Usually rich people and upper class have options. They can go fly, they can stay in a hotel, they can do whatever they want to get out. And for everybody like us who lives paycheck to paycheck, we have to do our planning with a lot more creativity, shall we say. So should a Floridian be worried about this monster? At this point, I would not. I don't think. Wait, yeah, dude. We're not gonna. Sorry, hold on. Sorry, warning signs. I gotta block you, dude. You're not gonna tell me what the fuck to do when. Like, I haven't slept in 24 fucking hours, and we're about to have a bunch of people die. So I just don't want. Like, now's not the time to be telling me to quit smoking. On that note, I'm gonna light a cigarette. What was I trying to say? I don't know. Some dipshit was trying to tell me what the fuck to do in America. Wow, we're losing people. Yeah. And cigarettes are my girlfriend, dude. You just like walked up and was like, hey, man, you need to get rid of your girlfriend. You know, I love my girlfriend. She's faithful, as long as I can pay for her. Anyway, it's the only pleasure I have nowadays at all. All right. Sorry about that. It's not like my mom. I haven't really talked to her since my stepdad died because my family doesn't like YouTubers. All right. Yay. So, shit is dooming. And the data is in front of your eyes. It will change. Expect there to be radical differences in what we're being told now as opposed to late Sunday night. And if there was going to be a 2 a.m. media drop, that this looks bad. This looks very bad. So right now, nobody knows anything other than this is a situation that really needs to be monitored. Did someone ask how far? Yeah, worse than Houston if it sits and spins. That's what I'm talking about. Let's go back to the GFS. I just gotta say, I don't care who it is now at my age. If anybody gives me a command, if anybody commands me to do anything, I don't like that at all. You know what I'm saying? You know, like, this is what you should do. I'm like, man, I don't say that to anybody. You know, I don't ever command anybody. I don't tell my dogs what to do. Well, I haven't seen my dogs in forever. Anyway, so yeah, this is the latest GFS, and it's showing you the track I was just talking about. How it looks like it's going to hit North Carolina's nose, and then gravitate north to east. And this would be a disastrous situation. Now, this looks like it would be around a category 2, which would be what the guy was trying to bet. He would be correct then. He would have won the bet. Although because it was 10 to 1 odds, you would have only gotten $20. But I'm saying this shows a landfall, and the hurricane continues to slow down, and then the models continue to show it kind of sitting and spinning just like it was Hurricane Harvey. And so if it does that and kind of meanders over the Cove area, that this would be disastrous. Yeah, dogs are amazing, dude. And that's what I love about dogs is like, If you treat them great their whole life and are always nice and never mean, then they will just absolutely love you like you hung the moon and the sun. I wish people were like that, you know? They gave you back the energy that you gave them. That if you were cool, funny, and loyal, caring, kind, that they would return the same. But no. That shit is seen as a sign of weakness. In 2018, money is seen as a sign of power. Well, how about water? Water will probably be seen as a new sign of power. Yeah, this is the new GFS, and it looks bad. And then we're not even look at the ones behind them. So then, you right behind it, yeah, this whole situation is just off the chain. Above 960? No, I mean, I'm not, like I said, at this point, I do not claim I know everything. I don't claim I know exactly where it's going. I don't claim to know. At this, I'm still praying that somehow it either just curves out to sea, which I don't think is going to happen, or that it just kind of vanishes like a fart in the wind. I don't think that's going to happen either. Instinct Blade, like I said, you might be right, and the two GFS model runs before this showed it at like 909 and 905, which would have made it a Cat 5. Although the waters there are really hot. Should have back in right now, New York? No, you're like, you guys are gonna be. We hope okay, but like I said, it depends on how this path curves. I mean, I know that I put a lot of faith in what Cranky says, though he's not the end all be all. No one ever is for me. It's me that makes the decision. And I'm, just taking a large collection of sources tomorrow when I try and figure out what isn't going to happen and who really is and isn't in danger. And so this situation has been changing so fast. We don't really know. We know that North Carolina and South Carolina look like they're in danger, but I still can't rule out anything. Like, you can't rule out a dive to the south or it diving up north. So if you are in New York or anywhere along this basic path, you have to stay aware and be ready. And that's what, I'm in Houston, so if I'm in this situation, I will. Houston's looking good right now, but I got a real bad feeling, and I've had a real bad feeling for all year. I don't know. People make fun of me when I said, before the season started, I said I thought the Northeast coast, Florida, and Texas and Hawaii would get hit. And they're like, you picked 4 of the 5 spots that would get hit by, most likely to get hit by hurricanes. Yeah, dipshit. It's not like how many hurricanes did you call hitting landfall before the season started? 0? All right, then don't make fun of the places I chose, especially when it looks like they're about to get hit. Anyway, what am I talking about? I should probably get some sleep at some point. Am I being too cranky? Rip Mac Miller. We lost somebody else. Love the channel. A.T. Hearn. Super Nat. See how that, well, it's kind of like one of those things. If this is the end of the world and you got a Cat 5 coming to Florida, are you going to stand there and be like Lieutenant Dan? I mean, I respect people who are going to do that. Like if there was a Cat 5 coming into Houston, if I had a choice between going in a bunker or staying on the beach and eating the wave, I'd eat the wave, man. I know bunker life doesn't sound very fun to me. But, yeah, those NC... Okay, so HRM, you gonna ride this one out? Because remember, the differences this time are the ground is totally saturated. The water has nowhere else to go, and that it is the river levels. Now let's go to this one. Anybody want to guess right now? Here's a fun THORNEWS game. Everybody in the comments section. Any effects on Massachusetts? We are watching that. I'll show you the new map. But see, this is all shit that is flooding right now. Now, everybody, how many rivers do you think are flooding right now in America? I don't know. We're checking. I have an idea, but boom, and just lit one. Ooh, baby. 104 rivers are flooding in the United States right now, but most of those are central. As I was trying to show my... Thank you, Sue. I appreciate it. I really do care about people. That's what, like, I don't know. I like people. And I think when given a chance, people are usually amazing. Unfortunately, a small group of the very worst of us somehow have been dominating everything, and it doesn't make any sense, but I'm not going to dwell on it right now. So, yeah, you already got two, so we've already, this is a shit ton of flooding, and that's before the hurricane. And, I mean, look at this, What up, Easy E? So look at that. So that is the storm that is happening now. Like, there's going to be a lot of... All right, Joseph Stallings, I get that you've been there for 35 years, but more and more people are coming around to, this is not normal. Nothing anymore is normal. And that's what I'm saying. If you're like me, although if there were a hurricane coming, I would go north. But if it, I don't know, I have family in North Carolina, although they're like 25 miles in. I don't feel too comfortable about them. And I think this is going to be bad, man. Like, I literally am not putting, this could be the worst disaster in American history in there to get views. I'm doing it because if you look at all these factors that are lining up with all the rain, I mean, it's still 5 days away. This system is going to be around. The river's going to be flooding. The soil is already soaked. Art Bell, yeah, he was cool. MMJ, oh, but sometimes life is so intense. Like now, the situation is so intense, I can't get high or drunk. If I was trying. So I'm like, damn, I'm still sober. All right, we watched it. How far are we on this? Yeah, so we're still... What one is that? That's the nav jam, man. I totally screwed this up. Did I mention I haven't slept much? All right, this is the GFS. Let's see where it goes. Okay, so the GFS is rolling it out. I like George Norrie, too. It's one of those things where people all freak out when I'm like, I like George Norrie, too. And they're like, no, Art Bell. I'm like, why can't I like them both? I want to like people, unless they're horrible people that do horrible things. I don't know anything about Art Bell or George Norrie that made them that horrible. Well, thank you. Yeah, we got, like I said, the storm's behind it. You got 5. If anybody's with us just now, there are 5 systems we're tracking in the Atlantic. That's a navigation book. This is exciting, but it's also kind of dull. I guess that we were waiting for the GFS to pump out the new frames. We got a new one. See, this is what we're talking now. Who is it? I'm having this little discussion with Instinct. Yeah, Instinct 938 would put it at what? Was that Cat 4, Cat 5? Thank you. Yeah, like, there's so much going on right now. Take the energy from the storm and use it to do good. Okay. I would play my guitar, but it's in the pawn shop. Damn, I miss my guitar. See, look at how many things. Look at that. Like, notice how they're all pulsing now? You see the pulse of the middle core of that one? And look at that one pulse up. And look at that one pulse up. See how they all pulse at the same time? 938 is Cat 4. All right, you win a prize. And that prize is a thank you for having the correct answer. So yeah, right now it has it hitting as a Cat 4. And this would stick to the North Carolina landfall. 938. All right, we're waiting for the next frame. But if you'll see here, like, they don't... I am the storm. Are a none. Okay. Well, then why are you so mad, bro? Why can't we all just get along? Okay, so this is European, and this is. Oh wait, no, I want to show. Is the stream down? Could not connect. I don't know. Like I said, I got hackers took me down earlier. I got no defense against them. Crap, I made the wrong thing. One moment, please. Oh yeah, here's what I want. So, I mean, the Euro shows multiple threats to the United States, but like I said, that one just kind of takes a hard right up, which I don't believe. Yeah, I don't trust the models at all. And remember, by me not trusting the models, that's how I got this Florence call right. Oh, Virginia has a state of emergency now too? Okay, so that means South Carolina, North Carolina, and Virginia have a state of emergency, which is good news. The truth will get you killed? Well, then how am I still alive, Mr. Mike? I ask that question all the time. As I said earlier, if I end up dead, that is a bad sign. I wouldn't be that sad, though, because the whole world is just going to fall apart. Then I didn't miss much, did I? And I get to go be with my dad and my stepdad. And all the super kick-ass dogs and horses I've lost throughout my life. So, yeah. I mean, 2018's been kind of a super shitty year where, like, only the super shitty people have been winning and prospering. So if the rest of the future is going to be like this, yeah. I mean, I'm not taking myself out. If they say it was a suicide, it was a total lie. Yeah, dude, if the world is just going to get shittier, then a lot of people are going to be like, yeah, I don't really want to be here. And then the rich will fight amongst themselves, and then everyone will die again, just like in Mars. Good times. So, yeah. I guess, look, here is the... Yeah, not going to trust any track. But like I'm saying, I think if you like, look at this major, and this isn't even connected yet to the hurricane. And so if people are going to evacuate, I recommend people kind of discussing with your family, friends, like, what if we did want to evacuate on Monday? What if it did look like we would be in danger? And so just in case, if Monday rolls around and the numbers you are hearing are scaring you, then you will have a plan in place and then you guys can get out the door. Because I think if you try and evacuate Monday, Tuesday morning, you won't run into any major problems. I think that when people get really scared down to the last 48 hours and decide they don't want to risk it, that's when you're going to get the highways super jammed up. You know what I'm saying? The high keeping the storm from veering back out to the Atlantic was very conspicuous. Well, here's the deal. Here's where I disagree. That high pressure zone has been strong all year long. And that's why I got it right. It was because I said, why would it weaken now? Just for no stupid reason. And it didn't. So that thing is, the high has been super strong all year, just like the high over California. So, but yeah, like I said, that I think right now we don't know, but it doesn't look like Florence is a major threat to Florida, though at this point, anything can happen. We're still 5 days out. But with all the ones that are behind it, I think Florida is definitely needs to be on super high alert because the one below it, Isaac, is supposed to go low, and Puerto Rico is on high alert, and they're supposed to intensify. They could undergo rapid intensification. And then Helene, like I said, is supposed to do like a magical go straight and then curve hard right, which Florence was supposed to do but didn't. So what we could be seeing in the future is the thing I've been talking about for 10 months, multiple hurricane landfalls in a very short period of time. And on that note, let us kick over to this is, we'll go to the GFS and then we'll go to Hawaii. Because, it's that weird situation where almost around the exact same time, Hawaii and North Carolina could be having 2 hurricanes hit at almost the exact same time. The whole thing about steering hurricanes with your mind, yeah, you can do it, but it's still 5 days out. And so that drains a whole lot of energy. So it takes a team to do that. Okay, so 18, 0Z. It has it becoming like a category 1 hurricane, but still the latest model has it hitting Hawaii. And that's on the 13th. So this basically has, so you got, is it Olivia hitting Hawaii and Florence hitting North Carolina around the same time. So that's just, oh, see, it is doing it. Okay. And if you're new, I haven't slept much. Well, people talk about taking out. I wouldn't sacrifice anybody. The politicians are only, never really even there. So DC's filled with, normal people like us. And it's like when people advertise that all the rich people are in LA or in Canada. Man, they're advertised that they're in LA or New York. Man, they're in Canada. You know what I'm saying? Like, when people think the president's at the White House, he ain't there. Look, it is just sitting there. Is it category, is that category 5, category 4? They've got underground shelters. They won't skip a beat. Do you think everybody who's going to go underground is prepared to go underground? Because they gave a free pass to every single of the hottest female above 18 on the planet. You take those girls underground, never get to see the sun again. You think they're going to stay sane? It's kind of like going on the ISS. If it were real. Going up into space and not being able to leave for a week is tough. You ever been in a jail cell when you can't leave, be locked in a room that you can't ever leave? And then they got to go underground. And I have theories that, if people treat you bad above ground, they're going to treat you worse below ground for some psychological reason. So, people have fantasies about there being some perfect world underground after a major series of world disasters or some city that didn't get hit by all the disasters. So if you put all the, most psychotic and greediest and biggest liars on the planet all together underground, it's going to somehow work? That don't make no damn sense. You know what I'm saying? That's why I've always said the only plan that would ever work is if people work together. Because even if the rich people try to take out the poor people, well, then they turn on each other. And then they kill each other. It's like the end of The Departed. It just doesn't work out. You could have had a smooth transition, but you screwed it up. And then everybody died. And that's not how it's going to go down, man. Look, if I called all these hurricane seasons pretty damn accurately, and I'm saying we're going to make it through it, and then everything's going to get better, I believe me. It may not be right, but there's no reason to doubt me now. You know what I'm saying? But you know what? That's what I think people are really scared of, is us succeeding. That would mean they'd have to work and change their ways, which doesn't seem like anybody really wants to do. But that seems like people are scared of these days. They're like, oh no, we want the world to end, because if we're going to make it better, we'd have to work and we'd have to change our ways. And we'd have to take responsibility for this shit show instead of blaming it on everybody else, because we're all equally responsible for this thing. If there's a big, huge category 3 or 4 or even a 5, worst case scenario, you could also lose powers for days, if not weeks, if you're close to the coast. And that is true. And I don't know if you guys have seen the stuff that's happening in Japan or India. I tried to put it in one of my edited videos back, where India got hit with flooding that affected over 1 million people. And then after that, because the water was all nasty, a lot of people started breaking out with a bunch of diseases. And so the government came out and blamed the people for not preparing for the diseases properly. True story. So that's kind of the strat. I don't know. I just don't think our government's either side has got any major plans for us right now. That could change. Yeah, no, it's like I said, it's the people seem to be getting left out in the cold, but we can have hope. And I'll say one political thing. This may blow people's mind. I don't think anybody knows right now. Asterisk. If Trump is a good guy, we might be okay. If Trump is a bad guy, we're totally fucked. I don't know. So I know that it's like a 7D chess working with stuff people know, but like even here, all the stuff I can't tell you all about, all the stuff I know that people have taught, like it is definitely, don't trust anything. Anything that comes out, don't react to it. Take a couple days, then always ask yourself, who benefits? What are we fighting? It's not as clear cut as you think it is. And so I'm just saying, yeah, if we don't have the most powerful people on the planet working towards a peaceful option, which is still an extremely viable option, by the way, then, we might be in decent shape. But if, like I said, if they are all really, really evil, and especially if they're human-eating aliens, then we're screwed. You know what I was thinking about? Well, I can drive people out of here if I make you mad while I'm talking all crazy. You know who my favorite politician on the planet is? It's Putin. And I'm not Russian because he just reminds me of Texas. And I'm thinking, you know what? Since that dude has been in office, yeah, I know he's had people killed, but so has Trump, and so has Obama, and so has Bush with drones. And Putin's always seemed kind of classy, man. If you look back on everything, he's never really goading people. And he came to power when Russia was controlled by a bunch of mafia gangs, and he kind of calmed that shit down with his, I don't know, he just, at the end of the day, he loves dogs, loves horses, and I don't know, of all the politicians out there, I think he's the one I like the most. And people might say, that's horrible. I'm like, okay, that's fine. Is it because he's such an alpha male? That he's a man's man. And I know that that's just illegal in America nowadays. But that's one of the reasons I really like him. But hey, look at that. There's that giant rain band I was talking about. And I love America, man. I was born in Illinois. Lived in Texas my whole life. I love freedom. And I think Putin does too. I think he wants to be an American at heart. I think he wants to be a Texan for sure. But no. That's why I was so glad when I had him a soccer ball. Anyway. Bombing Syria, whom benefits? Well, that would be the oil companies, because if we put sanctions on Venezuela, oil wins. We bomb Iran or Syria, oil goes up. And oil's been on a tremendous winning streak since last summer. But yeah, live is dangerous. You know what's one of the weird things is, it's why I've never wanted to do like a 2 hours of programming a day or 3. Because I would be like, what if I put a bunch of shitty crap? I like putting out high quality stuff. And so sometimes I'm just like diarrheaing at the mouth. Like, nah, and I don't want to say anything dumb. They gave us paper monopoly money. Actually, did you know fiat currency started with the Chinese? Like hundreds of years before Jesus was even born. Fiat currencies, which would be, what is it? Money based on nothing, money backed by nothing. It was started by the Chinese. That's why, like, fiat currencies have collapsed 33 times throughout the history of mankind. And it's always a nasty, ugly process that is usually followed by rape, murder, collapse of empires. So it's not, like I said, it's not even just this shit goes way back, man. These problems are over 2,000 years old. The same problems. And so the same groups have been like passing the baton. But, technology changed everything. And now the earth weather's changed everything. I think they like to tell people they have a handle on volcanoes. Okay, so you guys are just kind of look at this. So this is like the third run in a row. It's pulling a Harvey. It's pulling a Harvey. Glad you guys are here with me. But are you watching this with me? It's pulling a Harvey on the East Coast. I mean, this is just a model. This is not an official forecast. It all really depends on that crazy Azores high. And another thing that hasn't been considered is people were talking about that if one of these cuts up into the high, which I don't think is going to happen, it could affect the path of Florence. And God, yeah, there's just so much going on. We are not going to know much until it like happens. But I definitely think that Florence has given us signs that in some way she's going to resemble Harvey, God forbid. With 924, that would make it a Cat 5 though, right? Let me go to my Cat 5 cheater. Oh, 920. So that would still be a Cat 4. But a Cat 4 would still be 150 mile per hour winds. Wait, what was the storm surge on that? It was like 13 to 18 feet of storm surge. Oh, man. So what are you guys getting into tonight? And is anybody going to evacuate? Yeah, 924, Category 4. All right. Let's check my feed, see what happens. And we'll check back on the GFS in a second. Boo, the Wave Master. Okay, sorry, but my neighbor just banged. Whoa, TMI. If I haven't had sex in a long time, I definitely don't want to hear about anybody else's sex life. And a long time, it's only like 11 months. But it's a long time, especially when the world's ending every day. Weather Twitter, I'm telling you today, on my feed today, floods, tornadoes, hurricanes, fires, apocalypse cometh. And well, apocalypse means unveiling or uncovering. I think you mean Armageddon. Henry Marcus City, I still think you have to respect the fact that Florence may scrape the coast, loop and head out to sea, and never really make landfall. It's 6 days away. Still a lot of things to consider. And this is what we're dealing with. We got like 8 models. None of them are that accurate. But notice how they tightened up on that last run and then they got loose again? See that? They tightened up for the run right before that. And it looked like they loosened up. Apocalypse means uncovering or unveiling. Dun, dun. How about Star Trek? That's what I want to get to, man. That's what I want to get to, the Star Trek part where the world stops fighting and we start doing cool stuff. Not quite a shift north today. And like I said, I think it's going to curve and I think it's going to go into the cove. Marry the moon. The moon is a woman. And I'm pretty sure she's in love with another woman. I'm cool with that. I definitely don't want to be with any woman who doesn't want to be with me. So may the moon be happy with whoever she chooses. Man, at least there hasn't been a major earthquake in the United States today. So that's good news. Has anybody seen the latest suspicious observers or Dutch sense casts? Do we have any high alerts in the United States right now over the next 24 hours? Yeah, it's a new moon tomorrow. And you can take your Uranus scissors to cut people out of your life. Okay, I want to show you guys something. Check out her outflow flow. And where's that? That's around Austin? I guess. Yeah, like I said, Texas is. Whoa, look at that. It's like an alien bug instantly expanding. Thor, do you think that Houston could get hit by a hurricane this season? Yes. But I say that because there are five. I mean, I don't think this is going to hit anything, but I think each one of these has potential to hit something. And so I think Texas and Florida would be the next two to get hit, not counting Puerto Rico and the islands. And remember, we could see about 5 weeks of this. And solar storms supposed to come soon? Maybe. But that has been the one thing, is that the sun hasn't woken up yet. So that is good. And that is one thing I got wrong. I thought the sun would have reawoken by July. But if you are looking for me to conjure up some sun doom, I will not disappoint you. Because if you look at the giant crack down the sun, you know, it looks like the sun's about to split in half like an egg. Oh, did I answer your question? I haven't slept in like 24 hours, so my brain's a little fuzzy. I've been working so hard. I do that because it keeps the ladies away. At least the ones I want. Okay. Yeah, so look at that thing in the middle. That's probably there to cover up the neutron star. I should become a conspiracy comedian. Yeah, I don't trust the models on Florence at all. Okay, so like I'm saying, this is your sun, and as I say, and the sun acts weird, Earth weather acts weird, and people act weird. And so here's your giant coronal hole, and the coronal wind stream should be hitting us in about 2 days, I think, maybe even now. And so the auroras are going to be lit, and okay, I've been doing this thing when I go over to space weather. I get to talk about like geoengineering and killing hurricanes. I think they're playing whack-a-mole. I mean, it's like the thing we're seeing now with like the Hurricane Florence. These are the processes that carved out the cove. So it's like no matter how hard we try to stop it, Mother Nature is going to use more force to continue its process. So, it's kind of like we have to figure out how to adapt, but I'm pretty sure they're keeping a lot of the good data from us. That's why I was trying to figure out, like, if you're going to, if you're telling people to go west to evacuate, like, a lot of these areas are going to be flooded just by the storms and rains that are going to be coming through in the next week or two. It's so wild. Will Hurricane Florence hit Georgia? Right now, we're pretty sure it won't, or we think it won't, but, like, I am waiting for, like, some type of a Sunday night wild card. And if you look at it, like I said, we're looking at it now, waiting for it to download its frames, and the models, the last few runs have been consistently showing it pulling a Hurricane Harvey and just sitting there and rotating and rotating and rotating and rotating. Man, look at that. You still thinking about staying in North Carolina, buddy? You've been like, I've been here for 35, and I'm not trying to make fun of you, man. Honestly, if I respect you, and I want you to Lieutenant Dan, if you're going to stay there and be like, hey, I'm going to tough it out, and you will have my prayers, and I'll definitely be live and be with you until your power goes out. But if, like, someone in North Carolina was saying, yeah, I've been here for 35 years, I'm going to stay. But if this model run was the real run, this would have a Cat 4 hurricane right over North Carolina for about 3 days. And can't you see how that would be extremely dangerous? Okay, pole shifting weakens the magnetic sphere. See, like, I go with all the sun stuff. Like, I don't think these are bad guys controlling everything. I think it's the sun and the North Pole and the South Pole. And so they may do some geoengineering stuff on smaller levels, but all this stuff is way too macro. All the things that are going on. And if you're like me and your love life has sucked so bad the last 2 years, you just sit there and stare at the models all day. you're watching that like all the area. You're watching all the areas, and they're not. And the crazy shit is happening everywhere, and it doesn't make any sense on any level for them to somehow be trying to monetize this. I still say it's Nibiru. If you want to say some planet that's changing stuff, I go with Sedna or Eris. So it's all nomenclature. Do I even use the word nomenclature right? Like I said, there's a whole bunch of factors, man. Although we are watching the Eris Earth alignment for sure. That's like another month and a half away. LOL, but not Harvey rain. I don't, you're saying that's not Harvey rain, but it could be. I mean, we've seen a Harvey rain twice in Hawaii since then. So that like 50 inches of rain in a few days is not unheard of. Like if you watch, okay, what are we at? GFS, bing. Look at this rain core. I think one of them had 4 inches an hour. Yeah, like 4.24 inches of an hour. So if that thing is going to just sit and hover, what is that? That's 4. What is it? Mom, I can't do math right now. I'm in Wilmington. Tim's? Someone pointed out on Twitter that 7 of the top 10 worst hurricanes of all time had the I name. I thought that was interesting. Yeah, I mean, the thing about Eris, it's just, I've documented it. It's just really weird, the whole story. So like I said, it's supposed to, the models just have it sitting and rotating. And dang it. Okay, every 3 hours. How many? 8. 8 times fudge and A. Okay. 8 times 5 is 40 inches of rain. So that's 5 inches per every 3 hours. So that would be, is my math right? 40 inches of rain. Oh, I'm not trying to offend anybody. I haven't got much sleep. Anyway, 5 inches. You're cool. We're cool. All cool. I just want everybody to pay attention and keep concentrating on the storm. I got to get better at this live stuff. Stay on target. But yeah, this could drop a whole lot of rain. Like, let's go to rain accumulation over the next 10 days. 44 inches. And so if this area here moves, there's your Harvey rain total right there. There's your Harvey rain total. And so if this giant fist ends up over North Carolina or Virginia or this whole area, that's 50 inches of rain. And Houston, Texas, and South Texas was nowhere near as saturated as the East Coast is right now. So that is why I am worried. I mean, like here, like what is this? Here it's only saying 20 inches, but this is going to include storm surge. Anywhere from 10 to 15 feet of storm surge. And Houston didn't get the storm surge really bad, and a lot of these areas are super heavily populated. So we will see. Garlic monoxide. Well, guys, what time is it? 5:40. I think I'm going to eat something. I don't think I've ate something today. So I think I'm going to wrap this one up. But what do you say? Somewhere around 11 p.m. or like 11:30 for a super fun Saturday night, we get back together in the chat and we hang out and talk about hurricanes and stuff. I might even take a nap. We'll see though. Yeah, this situation is serious, and so tonight will be the last time I get to kind of joke until we get into game face mode. But I want you guys to know that I love you, and I hope this was educational in some way, or at least fun or funny or something. Man, I needed a third win. Anyway, you guys are cool. You guys are awesome. I appreciate you, and I will be back. Take this very seriously. And stay cool. Yay.